Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. This is Alvin Mark and this is another travel sketchbook. You notice the size is in A4 and it's a moleskin watercolor. So that's definitely a travel sketchbook, and this is a sketchbook of all my trips to Malaysia in the last 4 years or so, not counting the years before the pandemic. Also, there was a stretch where I wasn't traveling into Malaysia from Singapore. Let's do this. Okay, so this is a book that covers Penang, not counting Asia Link, Johor, my trip to Johor, and also Melaka. Oh yes, Ipoh. This one first sketch here is a fruit van parked outside Kedai Nam Hyong in Ipoh, and just love the white van with this sudden burst of colors. And it was parked there for just a few minutes, so I didn't really have time to put in color, but glad to have captured that. Very interesting. So once again, this is dated from 2017 to 2025, excluding the pandemic years. These were stickers that I found when I went traveling to the different states of Malaysia. And here we go. This is the map of Malaysia. Singapore is here, so you can see that it's easily accessible via a causeway, a bridge right here, and it's about it's right there. Johor, it's right there. Melaka is just about 3 hours away. Ipoh, I flew there. It was just about an hour's flight, and Penang just an hour 20 minutes to be precise. This is Restaurant Kin Hua at JB, Johor Bahru. Love that place. It's a not so built up space yet, so every time I'm in JB, I'll try to visit this place to sketch around the area. I love A&Ws, and there was one point in time from 1997 until 2018, I believe, that A&W was closed. So every time when all of us from Singapore wanted A&W, we'd either have to go to Malaysia or Indonesia, and this is right off the Ayah Kero Expressway. This is to Melaka, so you have to go just a little bit past that, and it's actually on the pit stop area. It's on the bridge itself going this way, so it's always a joy to be there, to be eating this, and to be watching the cars zoom by. Alright, so welcome to Melaka, everyone, and this is at restaurant Sin Yit Ho. Lots of traditional kopitiams or coffee shops there. Also a lot of newer cafe places to sketch, especially when the weather gets a bit too hot. Another one, Nyonya apple tarts. This is a famous one in Melaka, and also chendol is very popular in Melaka, so I had to sketch those in color. Yeah, I was going around sketching different kinds of coffee at one point for my book La Kopi, and I was glad to have found Turkish coffee. It was my first time trying that in Malaysia. And this is a coconut shake special at the Kablang Original Coconut Shake, very popular by the beach area in Melaka. And this is Baba Charlie. It's a back house kitchen that's opened up, selling all the Nyonya or Peranakan cakes and tidbits, and just right next to it is a restaurant. So if you're ever there, do check this out. Yes, the Peranakan culture is big in Melaka. Once again, over here you have the typical roti canai, flatbread, pan fried, and also chendol. This one comes in a takeaway cute little package. Lots of wonderful stamps by Local Made in Melaka. Sorry, not stamp, stickers. And I got this whole series, which is able to enhance my book. You'll see them as I flip on the pages. This is the back side of Jonker Street. Jonker Street's right there. It gets really crowded and popular when all the vendors come out to sell their stuff, food, knickknacks, etc, etc, along this strip called Jonker Walk in Melaka, especially during the weekends. And this is from the back lane looking into the main section. So yeah, very interesting. Lots of people, very bustling. Satay celup is basically food that is skewered and then dipped into a boiling satay pot. And this is another one of the vendors at Jonker Walk. And this is the view of St. Paul's Church right before arriving at the platform where the ruins are. And over here you can see a statue of St. Paul with his arm not there. It's been, I don't know, severed or broken. This is a drink from the Geographer's Cafe, and having a snack ota pizza from Relish the Moment. Here's another one of those stickers from Melaka by Local Made. And this is Eng Chi Seng. This is where they make pineapple tarts. They were making pineapple tarts when I was there, so I was able to capture the entire process. And this is my bus journey to Melaka. It's done in Gouache. It takes about 4 hours by bus because there's a pit stop for about 45 minutes in the middle of Yongping. Yes. And this is at the Stolen Cup, another one of those really fancy looking cafes that's doing really well. This is a Penang Americano with OJ, fresh OJ, right underneath this layer of Americano. Yes. Yimi from De Sing Lung. This store just sprung up just right before COVID, and they survived COVID and they're doing really well. I love dried noodles like that. And this is just a typical kopi and kaya toast for my morning breakfast. So this is De Sing Lung Kopitiam. This is what it looks like. Mosaic tiled floors and a very clean interior because it is new. It has this really beautiful old school ambience. And this is a gouache at Jonker Street. I was just trying to capture the bustle. Also using gouache, it's able to allow me to really create the contrast between lights and the dark sky at night. By the way, Jonker begins at about 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. so it's more for the night crowd. This is a traditional Peranakan meal at a cafe. It's called Ayam Ponde. And this is at Handmade Bakery Cafe. As you can see, I explored a lot in Melaka. This is Penang and not part of the Asia Link Sketch Walk Festival, so you have not seen these sketches before unless you saw my post many years back. Yeah, just tidbits from a dim sum restaurant called Honki Ramen and Dumpling. And this is back when the Kimberley Street night market was there. Now it has shifted to Lebu Chintra. And this is a Western walnut carrot cake from Pellets and Bagels from JB. I know I'm like jumping here and there just because at some points I'm just finding a small little space for things that I've eaten. Yeah, so this more Penang delights. We have Penang Laksa here, very typical, very local of Penang, and this one is the Penang Hokkien Mee from the Jetty Food Court. A definite must eat every visit. This is also from the True Jetty, a Hokkien Mee stall, a street vendor, but sketched from the back. It's just so interesting to see how food is prepared from the back. Also more to capture from the back angle. This is over at Honki Ramen and Dumpling. Yes, in Penang. And this is during the Chinese New Year. This is Chi Chong Fan, steamed rice strips or rolls, and it's pink because they've added coloring, and the coloring is made out of red dragon fruit, and it only happens during the Chinese New Year season. And this one is sketched at a dim sum place in JB. Yes, I know I'm all over the place. This is called Raffle Range at Taman Angger Hitam in Penang. It's a very local area of some local kids playing soccer after school. This is A1 Teochew Chendol Original, another famous place to get your chendol with durian. And just had to sketch the cup because it's just so interesting with the red enamel painted handle and also the rooster. This one is from Kedai Kopi Malabar, which is just right behind Dosun Cafe, my favorite cafe. And yes, this is Dosun Cafe. This is Yuan Yang, a mix of coffee and tea. It's like a dirty chai. And this is steamed buns. Everyone tells me that their steamed kaya buns are better than the toasted ones. So remember, when you're there at Dosun Cafe, order the steamed buns. This is again them preparing the coffee, either the coffee or the kaya toast, and you can see the charcoal burner over there which they're doing, and when everything is cooked using charcoal, it's gonna taste a lot better. Yeah. This is again Western carrot cake. I just have to make it very clear because in Penang and in Southeast Asia, Eastern carrot cake is also very popular. And the Eastern carrot cake is made out of daikon or radish. So this is another little menu from Palettes and Bagels from JB. And this is at Kimberley Street Food Night Market. And yes, the char kway teow fried noodles, another must try. Yeah. And Seng To coffee shop. I remember I went to this trip with a few urban sketchers from Singapore, and we just spent like 3 days or 4 days sketching all over Penang. And this is back at the Karimi Malabar Kedai Kopi Tiam, having a noodle with duck's blood, something that's not sold in Singapore. And this is a blue pea flower drink, very refreshing on a hot day. Chaji is very popular it's from Malaysia. It's a bubble tea company, and there's one on Kimberley Street in Georgetown, Penang. And the kuehs, yeah. And this is another side of Dosun. It looks like this makeshift place that opens up into a bustling coffee shop from early morning until just afternoon. So hello JB, we're in Johor Bahru having a vintage Nanyang coffee seed. My colleagues and I would drop by every year during Chinese New Year for foot massage, karaoke, and a big lunch and dinner. Yeah, so this was our little trip over to Rui Patisserie also. Here is another journey in there where I'm at Rose and Coffee having all these delicious yummies. Back to Ipoh again. Ipoh is really popular with their food. This is at the Damba Hotel in Ipoh. Lots of amazing food there. The Penang hawkers, or those who used to sell food in Penang, are now in Ipoh selling food because they believe that Penang has become really commercialized. So if you want really authentic food, I guess Ipoh is the place to go. Yeah. So this is another corner of a noodle store, and this is nasi ganja, the famous one. Very spicy but very delicious to have. And this is Namhyong, the original Namhyong, famous for their egg tarts. Yes, and curry mee. This is what it looks like. And the kopi si kosong and Chakori, another cafe, tea time cafe place. So Initial D, this cafe was inspired by the movie Initial D, but unfortunately it was permanently closed after the 18th of April 2024. I'm just glad I got to visit the place. The beancurd is smooth and silky because in this movie it's all about a driver that delivers Fujiwara tofa or tofu or beancurd, and they actually made the shop front or the cafe front to look like part of that movie set, and even the car was dressed up to look like the car in Initial D in Hong Kong. Yeah, I met the owner that day and he was really impressed with my sketches. This is egg custard and it's very popular in Ipoh, so I had to try it. No regrets. This is tauge of bean sprouts and chicken rice served together, and it's also popular in Ipoh. This is lowang. This is what they look like from the outside. Just love the architecture of it. And this is inside Ipoh Kong Heng, one of the older coffee shops there in Ipoh in the Old Town area, and I just spent about an hour plus sketching this entire scene of what's happening. Just love it when in a setting, in a coffee shop setting, all the vendors are famous and they serve really good food. And this is a one-day trip to the Rainforest Treehouse Cafe. It's live in nature sort of a resort area where everything is open. You hear crickets chirping, monkeys can actually come and grab your stuff because everything, you live in a treehouse and everything is really in the open. That was an eye-opener for me when I stayed up there. There's a resident cat there called Akai, and yeah, I got to have a cold brew before I left. And this is the view from my tree house. Yeah, just looking at trees and the beautiful sun setting. This is the little kitchen area where they provide meals for those staying over. And this is back at JB with an orni and bobo cha cha, and of course a massage in Melaka. And me transiting in Changi with a few friends just before we head over to Penang at T1. And back at restaurant Kinhua again, I remembered showing this to the boss and she told me, Alvin, how cool, this guy over here had just left the day before, so if I was there a day before, he would have been able to see his sketch. He didn't on the day that I sketched in 2022 because he was really busy. Yeah. So thank you everyone, terima kasih for looking and going through this entire video of my sketches to Malaysia from 2017 to 2025, excluding the pandemic years. Until the next travel sketchbook, everyone, take care, ciao ciao, stay creative, bye bye.